guys. I'm Arrington Thompson. I'm part of Old School Guys talking old school music. And of course, I have my good friend, Larry Fulcher. Larry, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good today, man. How are you, Arrington?
I'm doing well. We were going to record something today already, but I wanted to kind of preempt that to talk about, I'm going to show off my knowledge, Anne Marie Bullock, or also known as Tina Turner.
She was quite a force, man. And, just over the years, since about 1970, I've had friends in her band, either with Ike or subsequent to her whole, What's Love Got to Do With in the latter part of her career. I've had two dear friends who were around her. I met Ike and I did some recording with Ike, but I never got to work with Tina. But everything I ever heard about her, man, was just positive, gracious, just wonderful. I mean, I've never heard anyone say anything negative about her.
Absolutely amazing career. I mean, basically, it's pretty easy to say we can split her career into two parts. You have the Ike and Tina Turner Review. She breaks up with Ike. She has this, I guess, 5-year period where she's trying to find what she wants to do and how she wants to do it. And then I think it is in 1983, Private Dancer comes out, and that launches kind of her second career. Let's start with her first career. How do you put that together as you think about it in retrospect?
Well, man, she started with the guy who many say was one of the founders of rock and roll, was Ike Turner with the record Rocket 88. There's a wealth of musical talent in the St. Louis area, from Miles Davis to, on down the line. And she embodied soul, you know what I mean? She didn't have the most vocal range. She wasn't an operatic singer at all. She wasn't what you would call a crooner, but she had an energy that she put forth in her music, man, that just drew you in. It was strong. It was very strong. I look at guys like Mick Jagger and David Bowie, who talked about how much they learned from just watching her perform, watching her energy. The first song I can remember hearing from her was on a long cross-country drive in about 62, and it was a song called I'm Blue. Do you remember that?
I'm Blue.
No. You might not have been here in 1962.
I was here, but I do not remember that one. Tell me about it.
Well, I was addicted to radio, so anything that came on the radio on any station, I was going to hear it. And I'm blue, shoo-be-doo, shoo-be-doo, shoo-be-doo-be-doo-be-doo, gong, 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 yeah. I mean, her voice just cut through. It was like, whoa, what is that?
Is it fair to compare her voice? Because some reason, as I was doing this and I was looking at it, I was thinking about Billie Holiday, who also had a relatively short range, but it was the way she presented the song that made it so, I guess, memorable. Could we do that? Can we compare Tina Turner to Billie Holiday at all, or am I off the rails?
Well, probably not so much musically and tonality, but what she did with what she had and what she conveyed and how it cut through. Billie was another one that didn't have a perfect voice. She didn't have the Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan voice. But
right.
What she did with that emotion, with that, I don't know if you could call it limitations or whatever, but within the structure of her vocal makeup, she used it to put forth an energy that was just addictive. Tina the same way. In I want to say more visceral, but yeah, the queen of rock and roll.
There you go. There you go.
They call it Tina, and you can see that. I'd give her that.
So one of the things that she insisted upon, and I guess this is towards the later years of being with Ike, is that they did a lot of rock and roll. It wasn't just R&B, it wasn't just soul, but they did a lot of rock and roll. And probably their most famous tune was Creedence Clearwater tune called "Proud Mary." What are your thoughts when you think about "Proud Mary"?
We talked about Creedence before. That's a classic song structure, and what they did with it, the drama of it. She sang the shit out of it, pardon my language. She just did. And, even she did Proud Mary, but before that, she did a Phil Spector production of a song called River Deep, Mountain High.
Yes. And
that, man, just the range, the emotion she put into that tune, where her voice would crack, where it would give, the frailty, some of the imperfections were perfect. If that makes sense.
Let's hear a little bit of "Proud Mary." We'll hear the beginning and we'll talk a little bit, and then we'll hear the end. Because one of the things I find that is really kind of interesting about this is how Ike Turner puts his voice in at the beginning. So I thought that was very unique at how they decided to break up the song into really two pieces. And I think you can see Ike Turner and his voice and the way he kind of I guess played in the background. Your thoughts?
Ike had a good voice, but not an exceptional lead voice. It wouldn't stick out to you. You know what I mean? Not that he was a bad singer. He was a good singer. But Tina had the thing. And that's what
the it factor.
She had the it. She had that thing with her voice that just made your ears perk up. River Deep, Mountain High. I don't know if you have that one there. But, the job Phil Spector did on that, and I think that is what gave her the strength. Not gave her the strength, but it reinforced in her that she was the deal. It was Ike and Tina, but Tina was the deal.
It was Tina, and oh, by the way, there's this guy named Ike who can write.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Ike was kind of like Otis with the Temptations. Otis is man, but David Ruffin and Eddie Kendricks were the thing that drew you in.
Here's the second part of "Proud Mary," and let me just say, this song came out 68, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Around in that time, and when you saw female singers in that period of time, they were mostly stoic. They didn't move around that much, and that was not Tina Turner.
No, she was the action. It was a show. It was a rhythm and blues review. Which is what they did. They put on a show. They didn't just go out and do the songs. It was scripted, choreographed from beginning to end. It was a solid, the old time rhythm and blues review, but it was rock.
Right.
And black rock, not like Elvis Presley and Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper, but it was the serious, where rock came from was where Tina Turner got it from, with Ike. That's the root. That's deep down in the roots. And
so she breaks up with Ike Turner in 77. She has some time where she is, I don't know if we say lost. I'd say that she was looking for her sound. That's what I'll say. She was looking for her sound.
Do you mind if I play a little bit of River Deep, Mountain High?
In 1983, if I'm not mistaken, she comes out with, I think, her album Private Dancer, and that really kind of breaks things wide open for Tina Turner. And the song is "What's Love Got to Do with It?" What are your thoughts when you think of "What's Love Got to Do with It"?
I'll go back to the first time I heard that. I had flown into LAX. I got my car out of parking, and I'm driving down the freeway, and this song starts. and it's killing me. And I'm going, I know that voice. I know that voice. And it affected me so much that I got off the freeway so I could park and just listen to it. And then, once it was done, they said Tina Turner. I go, well, of course. Of course. But it was rock. It was rock. It's classic. It's classic. I watched it today with my grandson, and he just stared like, whoa. And it redid her career. It redid her
Let's
career.
play a bit of that. Let's play a little of that. Very, very 1980s, right?
Yes, that's what's going through my mind. Very much 80s.
Sounds like she's almost holding back at this part of the song.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely a build-up. You know she's going to cut loose, and then she does this. Okay, done. It's pop. It's got the little reggae thing in there. It's R&B. It's rock. It's nothing like. It's a combination of everything, but nothing like you would have expected or been able to predict, especially to say that that's Tina Turner. And, from what I've been told by a lot of people, including the guys in her band, she didn't like the tune.
Really?
Yeah, when it was recorded, she did not, she did not want that to be the single. She was not in love with the tune. But, her thing later was, well, in retrospect, what does like have to do with it? Her liking the tune, it certainly did a job on the world, on the world's ears. And she has the record for the oldest female to have a #1 pop tune of the top 100. She was 44 years old. That's...
Well, I mean, her second career took off when she was, 33, 34, something like that. She also had, I think it was a top 40 hit in 6 different decades, including, going back to when she was with Ike and Tina. Just an incredible career. And let's just briefly touch on her personal, I guess, journey or strength, which almost everybody should know her story. But I just wanted to briefly touch on that. Any comments that you wanted to make on that? Because she ended up living in Switzerland, not the United States.
Well, before she was a professional singer, she heard Ike Turner's music and fell in love with it and would go and listen to him and his band, and he never paid any attention to her. So finally, one night, she got to sing one tune. And from that night, she was it. He decided to groom her, I guess, musically, romantically, whatever, to become the centerpiece for his career. And she outgrew that. She outgrew that in a major way.
I'd compare that to Dolly Parton. She was groomed, and I can't remember the country singer's name, who wanted to keep Dolly under his wing, and Dolly, after a while, just said, "No, I'm going to go out on my own." And unfortunately, with Tina, that relationship, although I guess professionally it had a lot of benefits for her, it also was unfortunately abusive. And when she broke out of that relationship, when she found her voice, one of the things that drew so many fans to her was her personal strength, her ability to say, nope, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And she did it wonderfully.
She is the ultimate example of an abused woman who came out of an abusive relationship and used that and used that story and used that abuse to push away from and push herself all the way up to the top of the music industry. It's what the blues is. Really.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So let me end this segment here. And we've been talking about the great Tina Turner, queen of rock and roll. I don't think we can say enough or give her enough accolades for who she was and what she did in the field of music. I'm Arrington Thompson, and he is Larry Fulcher, and we are old school guys talking old school music. Larry, you got any final words?
Well, she sold over 100 million records worldwide. She got 12 Grammy Awards, and that propelled her into her acting career, the Thunderdome, and into becoming an icon. She's just an icon of a 20th century success story that carried over, and I'm sorry that she's gone. I'm sorry that force of nature, that energy, has left us. But God bless you, Tina. God rest you.
And that's it. We'll talk to you guys again later. Thank you so much for listening and watching Old School Guys talking old school music.
If you haven't heard River Deep Mountain High, which was her first thing away from Ike, Google it, YouTube it. She sings her behind off. You get the whole picture right there.
We will make sure that is something that it will be clickable, that our listeners can look at. He's Larry Fulcher. I'm Arrington Thompson, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Arrington.